Hi guys, anyone on? Hello, anybody there? Anybody out there? Hi Rachel. Hi Rachel. You turn that down though. Hi Cheryl. It's a bit far away. I have to keep it a little far away so that you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. Let me just adjust this down a little. There we go. That's better. Right. Now pull this in a bit. There we go.
I think it's the spirits that are echoing you.
Right. Well, today we're going to do a little yoga. Well, just a breathing exercise. No, I'm not doing readings. No. We're here to do some practical stuff. Hi. Just wait for a minute for some people to get on, and then you can join in if you want. This is it's hot here. So we're going to do some breathing exercises. This is yoga. Now, right. Well, it's a big subject. Yoga's thousands of years old, thousands and thousands of years old. And hi there. I can't say hi to everybody because I won't be able to do my chat. So I can see you in there. Oh, Holland. Hi there from Holland. Yeah. Right. Okay. There are many paths to one's self, to God realization. And but you have to have some methods to control the mind. Mind's like a grasshopper, all over the place most of the time. All your five senses are, like you feel itchy, you smell things, when you're trying to concentrate, when you're trying to do something in a serious way. So the purpose of this is to control the mind through controlling the body. It's like the reverse. Instead of trying to control the mind directly, which is very, very difficult, most people won't be able to do it. They're just not strong-willed enough to be able to do it. And the mind is such a difficult thing to control, and the intellect, the more intellectual you become, the more difficult it becomes, because the reasoning mind just won't shut up. It wants to analyze everything ad infinitum. So the only way to really get a handle on it is to step back from the mind itself and come to a realization and awareness that the mind, you are not the mind. But the only way to understand that is to be able to actually perceive it. And you can't perceive it unless you can get very deep inside and quiet. And then you can see that you, the spirit, the divine spark, is observing the mind. But you can't do that until you can step back from it, until you can get the mind to slow down, not slow down, until you can become so focused, until your concentration is so intense that you can see each single thought you think, each word, each letter, of every thought that you're thinking, or whatever it is that you're perceiving. Every single thing that takes place in your thoughts is a result of one of the senses bringing in information, and you have to subdue it. You have to get a handle on it, and this is the way you do it. This is one of the ways you do it. You have to be able to concentrate intently, absolutely focused on one thing. Now, a lot of people will think that this is sort of a simple thing, and sort of it doesn't mean much, doesn't do much. Well, actually, it does. It's very simple, what I'm going to show you. This is just the first breathing exercise. You have to be able to do, excuse me, I never personally did these for a long time. I did them early on, but I couldn't do them for a while because I had a lot of issues, hay fever, just problems with my nose and sinuses and things like that, and it made it almost impossible for me to do these breathing exercises. So now you can do them mentally and psychically, which is what I've done, but what we're doing is we're showing you the preliminary things. So I've got my Superman shirt on here because we are super guys, right? This is what we're going to become. Superhuman. We're tired of being ordinary. We're tired of being subject to the whims of everything that goes on. So we are going to become superhuman. And this is one of the first steps. Right, so make yourself comfortable. Get yourself comfortable. I'm going to show you this exercise. I'll move the camera back a little further so you can, I want to be able to show you how to do this breathing. Now, get yourself comfortable on a chair where you're sitting up straight. If you can sit in yoga positions, cross-legged, that's great. That's fine. I can't. It's not necessary. Well, not initially anyway. So get yourself comfortable. Put your palms, you put your fingers on your knees, so your palms are just behind the knees. Okay? Can't show you. So get relaxed. Get your head balanced so that it's like a pivot point. So that it's just your neck's as straight as you can get it, relaxed, but like if you were to completely relax, you wouldn't fall over. Okay? So that's how you want to be. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to focus on your breath, because breath is life. You can live a long time without water, many days, not so long without food. Reverse. You can live a long time without food, not very long without water, maybe several days, but only minutes without oxygen. But it's really prana that's keeping you alive. It's energy. So that's what we're after controlling here, mind and energy. So get yourself comfortable. Now, normally you close your eyes for this, and the reason is because you don't want to be distracted by anything outside. You don't want your mind looking at things. Okay? Now, you can do it with your eyes open if you want to focus on a candle. So, or one thing. I used to look at a flower on the wallpaper in my grandmother's place. Just fixate on one thing. You will know when your concentration is wavering off of it. You'll be looking at something else. You just have to be very acutely aware of what you're doing at the moment. So, you're just going to breathe in. Take a deep breath, and you breathe in. down here, here, and up here. So it's like filling a sack up. And then you breathe out. From the top down. Squeezing the air out. Pull in the diaphragm. So you got no air left. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull in the diaphragm. Breathe out through the diaphragm. Middle of the chest. Up to the top. Breathe out. Do this for 15 minutes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And as you're doing this, keep doing it. Just keep breathing at your own pace. And try and keep the breath the same. In and out equal. You can count in your mind. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you can count 8 or 7 or 6 or 10, whatever's comfortable for you. You do the deep breathing, the in and out breath, keep them the same length, and you do it for whatever feels comfortable for you. So you don't want to strain, you don't want to be, oh, I've got to breathe in or I've got to breathe out, you know. Try not to stress yourself. Just do it as deeply as you can, and you'll figure out which length is best for each of you. And gradually, over time, you'll be able to lengthen it. I used to be able to do it 1 breath a minute. So I used to take 30 seconds to breathe in and 30 seconds to breathe out. 30 seconds to breathe in, 30 seconds to breathe out. You can get much longer than that though. And what it does, it produces a very calming effect on the mind. Your thoughts seem to slow down, but they just become less. You just have less thinking going on. And don't think about anything else. If you find yourself mind wandering or daydreaming, don't focus on the breath. Focus on breathing. That's all this is about right now. You're just doing the breath control and focusing the mind on your breathing. Now, while you're breathing, while you're doing this, you can imagine coming in on the breath, beautiful white, vibrant light coming in when you breathe in. And when you breathe out, see a sort of a grey mist going out. So when you're breathing in, you see pure energy coming in, like sparkly life force coming in on the breath. And when you breathe out, through the nose, always in and out through the nose, not the mouth. Keep the mouth closed. You see the waste energy, if you like, or being expelled. Now there's something you can say too while you're doing this. So you can repeat this. Now obviously this will take a little while to get the breath correct, to get it balanced, so that you're breathing in and out equally and you're focused on the breath. The energy helps. That's another thing you can focus on. You can do that. These are things to prevent your mind wandering, but also imbue you with life force. This is not something to make you sleepy. This is something to really make you intensely alert and awake. You can say this to yourself at the count. You can say this as you breathe in. You can say to yourself this: I am now purifying my mind and body. In your mind you can think this: I am now purifying my mind and body. I am now purifying my mind and body. Now, at first you may not feel anything. This is just the very first breathing exercise, and you may not feel anything at first. If you do feel things, just make a note of it. Don't be distracted by it. But after a while, after doing this for some time, or maybe, it depends on each person. Some people will progress more rapidly than others and feel, experience things more than others. But have patience with yourself. Do this. You can do this practice every day before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning. So first thing before you get any coffee or anything, sit down and do this. Just do it for 10 minutes. You can do it for 10 minutes. 10 or 15 minutes. If you've got 15 minutes, great. Do it for 15 minutes. It will center you. It will make you alert, charged up and centered and calm, ready to face the day. And before you go to sleep, it'll calm your mind and put you in a good state of mind before you go to sleep. Now, I'm not going to, each week I'll cover one of the different breathing exercises, and they get more advanced as we go on. There's 6 main ones I'm going to show you. But for just this, the first one, you have to get a handle on each one before you progress to the next one. Otherwise, you're just not, it's not going to work, because you won't be able to do the other ones unless you can do this one. You've got to be able to do this one, then you can do the next one. Then when you can do those 2 well, you do the next one, and they get more and more advanced and a little more difficult each one. But they're very, very powerful exercises. Now I see 20 people on here, but I don't know if any of you are actually doing this, or you're making cups of tea or what. But if you are doing it, great. Good. Feel a bit like Yoda at the moment. Good. So just keep the good, good. It is soothing. It is relaxing. That's the purpose of it, is to relax. You see, once you get a handle on this, once once you're able to do this really well, you'll be able to do this anywhere at any time, and you'll find yourself able to control your emotions and your thoughts very easily. You won't be upset by much, you won't be thrown off balance by what's going on around you. You'll be able to stay calm, alert and aware, and you'll start to feel like you have some control over your life.
What's great is that even though it's relaxing, it's also energizing.
I already said that.
Not in those words.
Yeah, I did.
There you go.
All right. Marty says energizing. Yes, it is energizing. In a calm way. You'll find the exercises I'll tell you later. I don't want to do all of them because it'd be just too much. You have to get a handle on this one first. The next week I'll show you the next one, and then I'll show you some visualization, or run you through some really powerful visualization techniques. But those you really use once you've got the body as calm and relaxed as you can get it. You see, this is the technique. This is how you rein in the mind, the thought processes. The trouble is, if you're itchy, you don't feel so good in your body, it'll distract from what you're trying to do. If you're this is why you close your eyes, really, and you focus your mind on well, I'll tell you that later, but just keep the eyes closed. You can keep your eyes open if you want, and just focus or fixate on one point. Just one point. Just look at a spot on the floor, or something on the wall in front of you, or something you like to look at. But don't go off on a little imaginary journey. That's not the purpose of this. You're trying to control the thoughts. Breathing in and out. Interesting. Well, you have a major chakra on the top of your head, so maybe you're feeling that. Life force comes in various ways into the body. As soon as thoughts come into your mind, thoughts about what you're going to do next, or later today, or whatever it is, immediately recognize them as a distraction, and go back to focusing on your breath. It's known that each person's life is so many breaths. The deeper and slower you breathe, the longer you'll live. That's a fact. Now, initially, of course, you're listening to me say some things, and I'm trying to help you, assist you how to go about this. What I will do is probably another few live ones where I'll just do it, and we can sit there and just do it together. And I won't talk, and I'll just we can just sit there and And just do it. Remember, it's like a sack. Empty from the top down. Pull in the diaphragm. Breathing out. Breathe in. Pull it. Push out the diaphragm. Suck in the air. Then fill up the middle of the chest. Right up to the top of the chest. And then breathe out from the top down. Pull in the diaphragm. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. I am now purifying my mind and my body. I am now purifying my mind and 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 my body. Well, you can think it. You can't really say it while you're doing this because you're focusing on the breath control. So you have to think it. Just focus on thinking it. I'm saying it out loud because I'm just trying to help you do this, but you absolutely have to get a control on the breath. Rhythmic breath. What you're doing is bringing about a balance of energy within the body if you do this correctly. That's what you're doing. The body is composed of positive and negative energies, and negative is not bad, it's just they're opposites. And you have to get the energy in the body balanced, and when you do, then you'll experience a very calm state of mind. Yes, I'm hypnotizing you all at the moment, that's why, Dane.
You are now in our control.
You are now under my control. You are all superhuman. It's very simple what I just showed you. I'm going to. I just wanted to share this with you. I mean, you can do this exercise after we're wrapped up. I may say a little more about this, but it's very straightforward. So I showed you how to do it. You can do it for about 15 minutes if you can. You can do it for 10 minutes if that's all you have. Try and do it. Obviously, the best time of all to do it is sunrise and sunset, and they're the best times if you can do it that way. Yes, that's why I've got my Superman outfit on, because today we're going to be super people. That's my brother, Chris. Nice to see you, Chris. I'll have a chat with you in a minute. Um, right, I don't know if you guys have any questions about this. I will say this, the yoga that most people understand is Hatha Yoga. Well, I think it would help with anything, yes. It will definitely, if you do these exercises that I'm going to show you over the next several weeks, a few months, because there's, let's see, 6 weeks, 6 breathing exercises, 6 weeks, plus some visualization techniques, you should begin to get a handle on your own mind, on your own thought processes, your subconscious and things like that. So Hatha Yoga, where everybody twists themselves into pretzels, is really the most basic yoga. It's designed to get the body to its optimum function so that it can contain the energy that is going to come about when you do the other yogas. The other yogas, which I'll get into in another, there's 8 major yogas. Hatha Yoga is one of them. There are, like I said, 8 yogas, 8 major ones, and they each deal with a different aspect of the human makeup. Some yogas suit certain people better than other yogas. Very intellectual people, very, highly intellectual people might find Raja Yoga the best course for them. People that feel love a lot and know what love is and express their life in love, loving ways, may use Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga is how to express and receive love in all its various ways. It's the whole way you go about that. So that's Bhakti Yoga. Gnani Yoga is where you contemplate the at oneness of all things, the awareness of the interconnectedness of everything. It's another way to approach the divine, and that you can apply all the time. So all these different yogas have different approaches to them. There's Kundalini Yoga, which that's a whole thing which I'll explain to you in another episode, where you're basically controlling the life force within the body. Now this is what we're doing here is the beginnings of that. So the breath control, postures, sitting cross-legged in Siddhasana, full Siddhasana. I'll show you mudras. Mudras are ways to manipulate energy within the body. Is there a good starting point? Well, Hatha Yoga is the basic, but this is pranayama. What I'm showing you here is breath control, pranayama. Like I said, there's mantra yoga, mudra yoga. You know when a priest blesses the church, the congregation, he's using a mudra. He's doing it like this usually with his hand open. He's, oh, bless you, and he's going around doing this. This is a mudra. But the Catholic Church has forgotten where they got it all from, you see. It all came from the East, or, you know. Cacophony of sirens at the moment. Sorry about that. Shut the door, babe, would you? Please.
Just because I'm going to get to do
Well,
it.
you're too late, aren't you? You're gone now. Sit there and listen to them. She's waving her fist at me at the moment. They were the sirens from the other side that you were hearing there. Yeah. Anyone have any other questions? I'll wrap up in a moment. Otherwise, hope that helps you guys. I just wanted to do, you know, like I say, some exercises to help you focus, to help you concentrate.
We may not do one next week because we'll be in San Diego.
No, I'll be able to do it. I'll probably do it in the evening when I'm
evening.
done. Next week I'll do it a bit later in the day because we have a busy weekend and I'll be away, but I can still do it on my camera here. But I'll probably do it at 6 o'clock our time, which not too late for the people on the East Coast, 9 o'clock. Alright guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, you can do this anytime you're feeling a bit frazzled or a bit out of sorts. Just sit down. You've got to begin somewhere, right? You've got to start somewhere. Got to get a handle on it, one step at a time. Work our way up the ladder of perfection. Okay? Right, God bless, guys. I'll see you on Twitter.